How often do you think of the Roman Empire? And now, how often do you think you would think about the Roman Empire if instead of Rome winning the Punic Wars, they in fact lost them? Now that is the premise of today's video and this brand new mod, Post Finem, created by Chewy, and in it we have a point of divergence of the Punic Wars, in which instead of Rome coming out victorious, they instead lost, and as such they are Punic themselves. Carthage ended up winning pretty hard and conquering quite much of the Western Mediterranean. As such, you can see quite a lot of it is Punic, but now they're in a period of decline. Rome itself, to try and stop Carthage being an absolute dominant force in the Italian peninsula, ended up forming their own sort of federation, which is now represented by the HRE mechanics, which is kind of cool. And of course, with Rome not being the dominant force of the world, things like Gaul still exist in its own druidic form. The Hellenic world is relatively intact, though the Seleucids, who at one point did own all of Persia, are now left to their own little rump state down here in the Mesopotamian basin. And that's where we're going to start our game, because I would like to take the Seleucids back to their former glory and defeat this really rather large and disturbingly powerful Persian confederation, who are, of course, Zoroastrian, which is a really cool religion that I quite like, which is, so yeah. Let's give that a go, shall we? I think that's going to be a fun challenge. So welcome in to Seleucia. Now, I did start doing my estates, but I want to let you know that this mod also adds in some extra estate privileges, such as encouraging internal competition, which gives you a scaled production efficiency bonus and a negative or cost to promote mercantilism bonus, and also gives you 3 mercantilism when you enact it. You do lose that if you disable it, so just bear that in mind. The extra privileges that you have for your clericoi, which is my clergy, things like religious festivities, trading in some taxes for some prestige, which is something I might end up doing, actually. That seems pretty nice. Things like enforce social conformity, giving culture conversion cost and conversion time, which is quite nice. I do quite like it, though 10 crown land is a very steep price, I think. Our nobles have things like the command of armies, where my cav cost less, but I lose quite a lot of manpower for it. Allowing hereditary titles, losing some unrest, and gaining quite a bit of tax, but at the cost of some crown land. I think I will probably do this when I get a little bit more crown land to spare. And finally, for our merchants, we have things like the aforementioned internal competition. We also have promoting individual guilds, which is very nice, but at a steep influence and also some crown land cost. Warehouse rights there as well, looking very tasty, but again, pretty steep prices. But let us see what kind of situation we are in. We are faced with quite a large Persia on our border, but we have a couple of advantages. For starters, if I was to say just click declare war button, none of their little tributaries would join them because they don't have favors. They are using the satrapy mechanic, and Persia needs to have favors with his vassals in order to use them in wars. So we have that kind of going for us. So if we were to attack them, they only have 21,000. We're only 10,000 behind. We can totally catch up, hopefully. We also have a couple of advantages in that we have some early expansion opportunities with the wars to return our cores to us. So that could be done relatively quickly. And also, I got very, very lucky, and I have a 6-shock mercenary, which I'm immediately going to build. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Starting off with the 6-shock, you can't really say no to that, can you? Post Finem also adds new advisors, so we could take things like monthly reform progress, 15%, or we could take extra +2 monthly splendor, which is actually really, really nice. Especially if you start off with as a nation that isn't really going to be able to achieve many of these. Getting that splendor would be so tasty. And in the military, you have things like army drill gain and cavalry combat ability, attrition for enemies. There's a whole bunch of new ones, which is really, really cool. So, one thing we need to have a look at as well is our religious situation. We are Hellenic, and the Hellenes use the papacy system. We have the Athenaeum. So, the Pope in this world is Athens, and we have to basically use our papal points, which in this case are called what? Reform favor, I think? Either way, yes, cool. And we have some abilities that we can purchase. Construction cost, national taxes, inflation reduction, morale of armies, recovery speed, legitimacy, So basically exactly the same as in vanilla, though hopefully we will see what our dominant philosophy things are. I think these are also the same, but actually no, they're not. Morale damage received is certainly different. Socratism for technology cost. Okay, we like a couple of those. That's some pretty cool stuff. So hopefully we get some morale damage received. That would be a very nice bonus to have early on in the game. So yeah, I think I'm going to let time run a bit, and we're going to try and take back our cores. We have completed our first mission, which is a place in the Greek world. What we needed to have 2 allies following the same religion. We have allied ourselves with Commagene and Edessa. Reaffirming our place in the Greek world, we endeavour to strengthen our cultural and political ties, reasserting our influence in the Hellenic sphere. That gives us some diplomatic power, tolerance of the true faith, and diplomatic relations, which is quite nice. Now, as for our mission tree, it's looking pretty nice. It's a decent size, and the first thing it wants us to do is to reclaim our lands, I believe. There it is. Yes, we need to reclaim our lands, and also some of the lands of our ally. So maybe choosing Edessa as an ally probably wasn't exactly the smartest thing to do. For revitalizing the army, I need to win 10 battles and have 25 army tradition. Between giants, I need to have 1 general, which apparently the mercenary general doesn't count, and I need to insult Persia. That doesn't seem too difficult. That'll give me some shock damage, permanent claims on quite a bit of land, Mesopotamios. So okay, some of the places have changed names. So Mesopotamios is our own area. I'm not sure I needed a permanent claim on that. We have Etheria, Nesitis, and Euphrates. Nailed those. Okay, so it's the permanent claims all the way up here. That does not seem too bad. How about what we do then is we throw... If we wait until I can rival Persia, then I can also finish this mission, you know, make them a rival of ours, give them a scornful insult, and then, you know, do both these missions at the same time. Because right now I don't need any, you know, permanent claims on this land because these are my cores. So that's irrelevant right now. To war we go. Now, they have allied with Jordan, who almost certainly will be joining them in this war. Or maybe not? Oh no, it wasn't Jordan. You're allied to Jordan. They've called in Tabrizia, which is somebody who has rivaled me. Maybe I should have rivaled them back. That may have been an intelligent move that I did not make. So, yeah, it's fine. Let's actually go and grab ourselves a general, which is something I can do if I go in here and get myself officer rights. I quite like getting generals from here. And what do we get? Hopefully someone very, very good. Never mind. It was someone. And with that, we've won our first war and also fulfilled the mission where I need to reignite the Persian rivalry because apparently their army has completely imploded because they attacked Uzbek somehow, for some reason, and they are losing horribly. which is really good for us. It gives us a little bit more time to build up and become strong before I attack Persia. Actually, if I attack Khuzestan right now, Persia would join. I think they are forced to. So, let us take this mission. In a bid to reignite old rivalries, we focus on challenging Persian power, seeking to assert our dominance and reclaim our position in the region. And we get the tension in the East event, which I don't know what it does, but we'll have a look. Long ago, the treacherous Persians overthrew our rule in Iran and cast down our great Basilius, rejecting him as their rightful Shahanshah. Since then, our empire has stayed in a perpetual spiral of decline. We've yet to see our luck turn. In this new age, however, the balance has shifted in the Middle East, and there now exist 3 regional powers: Egyptos, Macedonia, and Persia. If we can play our cards right, we can use this to our advantage and form strategic alliances, whilst playing the great powers off one another for our own gain, or forging our empire right under their noses, while they remain wrapped up in their pitiful disputes. It's our destiny to reclaim the Persian lands and have our Basilius claim the mantle of King of Kings once more. We will indeed be victorious. We gain 20 power projection, and also I might want to actually set some rivals. Let's go with Uruk, because I plan on attacking them right now. We will go with, I guess, Tabritia, who we've just beaten, and let's go with Armenia, because that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. Everyone sucks compared to me. We are going to throw a scornful insult. Actually, we don't need to, do we? We do need to insult one of these guys, so let's just insult Persia, which completes another mission. Navigating our position between giants, we tactically maneuver in the geopolitical landscape, balancing power and allies to maintain our sovereignty. So we get corporation cost and shock damage, and also permanent claims over a bunch of stuff. So, now that I have permanent claims on Uruk, I wish to go and attack them. Another one bites the dust. We're also going to go straight for Basra as well. They're allied with Arabia, who do have 8k of their own, but with our 6 shock, and also I believe I have some morale of armies and infantry combat ability, I think we're going to be just fine. We are now going to rival Persia, who have no friends, no army. I do think this might be a somewhat easy run. I'm just gonna say it. I think we might be okay here. Let's rival Persia. Why not? While we're just sieging here in Basra, let's have a look at the ideas of Seleucia, because while a lot of the countries in the world, they tickled my fancy, you know, Macedonia, I'm a big Macedon fanboy in Imperator Rome. I did lean to Seleucia because their ideas are, they're pretty good. They are pretty good. So, to start off with, as I previously mentioned, we start off with morale of armies and an infantry combat ability, which is exceptionally good. Our finisher is 5% discipline, also exceptionally good. And now what do we get in the middle? Yearly army tradition, +1. Siege ability, +20 whole %. Movement speed, +15%. Land force limit, +33 whole %. Technology cost, -10%. Land leader shock +1 and shock damage +10%. And finally, province war score cost, -15%. I do believe I have never seen an idea set in EU4 as strong as the Seleucids. I honestly do not think there exists a stronger idea set. Prussian ideas pale. They pale in comparison to the Seleucid ideas. Nepal, get out of here. Prussia, get out of here. Who else is like really good? Is it Siam or the one that's right there? Nothing in any mod or any vanilla tag. I don't think comes close to these Seleucid ideas. These are exceptionally strong, bordering on somewhat overpowered. They may need tuning down, but until that happens, we are going to enjoy it. Also, Persia just went bankrupt, which is hilarious. I need to get myself a claim on him because it would be very nice if we were able to go to war and take land in the next 5 years. That would be fantastic. I also might need to claim on Khuzestan as well. While we are just waiting for Basra's ally Arabia, who I unfortunately can't reach, while we're waiting for them to peace out, I finished coring Samawat and Wasit, and I made it a full core in which I realized one more thing that is very cool about this nation, and that is that we get access to, I guess, their holy orders, but they're also really quite good. Dev cost, taxes, and autonomy, awesome. Unrest, production efficiency, and goods produced modifier is awesome. Manpower, attrition for enemies, and local defensiveness also very, very cool. You gain, obviously, extra dev for every single province when you click it. So for 50, I'm getting quite a lot of value for that click. And I think probably I don't know what the best one is, honestly. If it was multiplayer, I'd definitely probably go for the manpower one. I think what I'm probably going to do is goods produced and production efficiency is very, very strong, especially in this region where I have quite a lot of really good trade goods. Well, I guess just in Thea and Babylon, and that might be what I swing towards, but I'll leave it for now because I want to think about it a bit more. Oh, this is pure jokes, pure jokes. My mercenary captain, the lovely Six Shock, happened to die and was replaced by a Six Shock, but now he has some siege. I don't think I've ever gotten quite this lucky ever. It's unheard of. It is unheard of. It would be nice if I got some more siege, so maybe if we can save up some money or find out where these guys come from, I can grab like a 4 siege Helvetic remnants from Arboretum, wherever that happens to be. I think, isn't that like over here somewhere? I'm not sure, but yeah, no, that would be, it would be really nice to get some siege, but you know, we'll get there eventually. The Arabians are out, which means we can peace out with Basra. Get ourselves a little bit of cash as well, and finish one more mission. Follow the Tigris. Tracing the Tigris River, we plan to strategic expansions along its course, recognizing its importance as a lifeline and pathway for commerce and conquest. And that gives us a permanent claim on the entire Mesopotamia region, which is obviously very, very good. However, it is not actually that many provinces because we already own quite a lot of the region. It does give us permanent claims on all of Khuzestan and also a few couple of claims on Persia, which is obviously very nice. But with my Persian spy network, I'm going to quickly just grab myself a couple of claims, or 3 claims, that we would not otherwise be able to get with those permaclaims. And that is also a little bit cheaper because, you know, I don't have a couple of claims already. So I also get, until the end of the game, local trade power and goods produced in Basra itself. Very nice. And losing some years of separatism. Lovely stuff. Seize Khuzestan is my next goal. And with all of those permanent claims, we obviously should find that relatively easy. Let's get that done. And also, before I go to war, before I do anything else other than core my land, I am going to hope that you die. I thought I could sack you off. In 3 years, I'll be able to sack you and get our lovely 656 inspiring leader, Diadokos. Interesting name. I like it. Basilius Paxinos. I very much want him. I'm going to get him in 3 years, so I think hopefully this war against Khuzestan won't take that long, but, you know, we'll see. Well, I just beat those rebels, and apparently that counts as our 10th battle that we fought in this campaign. So we have completed yet another mission. Focusing on military rejuvenation, we invest in modern tactics and training to restore our army's former glory and prowess. Getting 100 military power and 20 years of land force modifier and forced march. That's interesting. I suppose you're paying for the forced march with those military points that you just got, but land force limit modifier can be a bit of a double-edged sword, because when that 20 years runs out, you have to delete some troops. Otherwise, you're going to be losing quite a lot of money. But anyway, we'll take that right now. Very cool indeed. And let's see, what do we need for this one? We need army tradition of 40, 1 general, and a military advisor. We will get right on that. Levantine expansion, I do need to go north. I have broken my alliance with Edessa. We could attack them right now if we wanted to. And here, if I get myself 500 development and 75 prestige and become a great power, I can change my name to the Seleucid Empire, which I am all about. That seems like a marked improvement. We also have a few missions down here we can have a look at. Babylon needing 25 development, temple and workshop. It seems relatively easy enough. Getting 12 monthly income and 10 provinces with marketplaces seems relatively easy as well. And be in the Age of Reformation and be Paradosi. Have Paradosi religion, okay. So that's interesting. I don't know what Paradosi is. I guess that's something we'll find out. I decided that instead of going for Khuzestan, we're actually going to go north and fight Edessa, because I want these permanent claims to be my own territory. So that seems like the best idea. They're allied with Commagene, who is technically my ally, so we're going to have that be broken. But I'm not too worried about it. I didn't give them a royal marriage, and I also already got myself a couple of extra allies in Cappadocia and Larian. So yeah, let's head to war once more. Simple enough. So we have a little bit of an issue, and that is that Corduene has also attacked Edessa, and they've taken a province that I want, or rather Bambicha has. But I think that's not going to be a problem if we vassalize Edessa in this war. That brings us to war with Corduene and Bambicha, and it gets us away from the annoying fact that if I was to attack Bambicha, they're allied to my new ally of Cappadocia. So I think this is a good idea. We just need Commagene to get out of the war. That's now my new plan. And there, we are at 100%. So if I am to... unfortunately, vassalizing does leave them with this province, but that's probably fine. It's probably fine. And I have joined my subjects' war. Bambicha and Corduene are separate wars. I'm actually going to call you to arms, so it's going to break your alliance, which I do find very funny. So let's do that, and also core my lands. And yeah, I guess my ally gets to, or my new vassal gets to keep Dericus for just a little bit. Bambicha has fallen while we are still at war with Corduene. I have now finished another mission. Launching an expedition to the Levant, we aim to extend our reach, establishing a strategic foothold in this historically rich and contested region. So I gain some army tradition. I get, that's definitely not going to happen, lower aggressive expansion impact, and permanent claims over Beroia, Syria, and Palmyrene, which is... quite a lot of land. That's quite a lot of land. Okay, lots of permanent claims in this mission tree. Very nice indeed. So if I look now, it's quite a lot of land that we've just got permanent claims on. We'll certainly take it. We'll be happy to take it. Also, I'm going to upgrade to Eastern Militia and core my new provinces. Though it might not be a terrible idea to give this land back and have, like, a northern vassal state for a while. Can I cancel these and keep the... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm obviously going to keep Shat and Bazar because Corinth, because that's all the way down there. But I'm going to give Edessa its land back. And have them as a nice northern border vassal thing. It's probably going to be a great idea. Let's go with that. Oh, glory days, we died. That is fantastic. We are now a 656. My heir is actually really quite terrible, so we will need to get rid of him in the not too distant future. But for now, I'm very, very pleased with what we've just seen. And while I just need to finish this war off, we are in a really good position. Just a really, really good position. I would like to get Edessa to grow into this land. We have Alarion who has peaced out. Is that now going to be enough? Well, it's enough to make me blank flag. That's annoying. Yeah, that is actually very annoying. I don't know if I have military access now. Fun. Okay, Pontus wants to peace out. Get out of here, Pontus. No one likes to play as you, and as soon as I get my guy back, we are going to peace out with you. Take your money. Coalition is just Commagene. Funnily enough, they just cease to exist. Actually, no, Commagene still exists. They're right here, but who cares about them? We are also going to give back our vassal some of his core territories, and that is going to be fine. Yeah, basically all of that. Grant provinces, so I don't have to spend my points coring it. And yeah, he's just a really chunky, fat, nice, lovely little vassal up here. That's gonna work out beautifully. So let's take a look at our new ruler. He is a 656, and unfortunately, he is not blessed with a child just yet. But what we can do is maybe pray to the Oracle. Now, the Oracle of Delphi, roughly here-ish is where Delphi is. Pray to the Oracle of Delphi for blessings and fertility and all of that good stuff. What's the fertility goddess in the Hellenic pantheon? It's Aphrodite. Pray to Aphrodite for good fortune, and we will consult the Oracle, seeking a fortunate prophecy from her. It costs us 25 Athenaean influence, which is the papal points. And yeah, let's click it and see what happens. Seeking answers about our often tumultuous future, the Basilius has today arrived at Delphi to inquire the Oracle there for answers. The Oracle has been a respected bastion of the truth for thousands of years now, and many, from peasants to kings, still seek her advice routinely. Once you walk past the gift shops and menacing Archonic Guard members standing outside the gates, the shrine of the Oracle is quite something to behold, arousing a feeling unlike anything else one could experience on Earth in the viewer. But the Basilius is not here to feel good. He's here to know what will come. So in 7 days we will get our answer. Let's hope it is a good answer. After some hours of deliberation, the Oracle returned with a verdict on the Basilius' future. So we gain 10 prestige. We gain, until the death of my monarch, goods produced plus 10%. What? That's so good. That's so good. I am indeed so glad. That's fantastic. That's unbelievably fantastic. I am very pleased with my Oracle searchiness. There's another thing we can do. Obviously, I've said about the advisors before, but one of the ones I noticed was plus 5% goods produced modifier. That's so good. Anything awesome in here? I love the siege ability one, by the way. Anything else important here? I'm tempted by that. I also like the autonomy one, because obviously starting the game, quite a lot of people go very low on their crown land, which is generally a good idea. But it can come with some complications of high autonomy. I am gonna just like lower autonomy and make sure we can afford everything. But I think for right now, I do want to just sit back and digest my gains so far. We have low manpower. Our mercenary company is low on manpower. I am, just going to chill and wait a minute, and then we're going to go and attack Khuzestan afterwards. What do I get here? Enact guaranteed freedom. Religious tenets have always encouraged personal exploration and the freedom of the individual. There's also no reason why our state laws should reflect this also. 50 admin for -1 national unrest. That's cool. That's cool. We'll just set that one aside for right now. For High Pass P, I've done everything but have a military advisor, so I will grab myself. Are we low on Foursome? Our Foursome is actually incredible right now, so what I'm going to do is grab myself the siege ability man, which means we have finished High Pass Pite, reviving the legendary High Pass Pite. High Pass Piste. I'm terrible. No, I'm perfect. I'm pronouncing things. Don't worry about it. Perfect first time. We aim to reforge this elite phalanx, embodying the pinnacle of Hellenic martial discipline and strength. I thought the High Pass Pists were the... Weren't they the cavalry? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, we have unlocked the Tier 2 reform, and I gained the 50 reform progress that I accidentally spent. Increased levies, privilege no longer increases influence and no longer decreases max absolutism. That's quite nice. And Seleucid gets the phalanx until the end of the game, allowing phalanx infantry. Alright, let us give that a go. For starters, let's have a look at what this is. The High Pass Pite, while never famed as the mighty phalanx, were still a vital part of the Hellenic military stratagem. They were the most nimble and agile of all our divisions, and they would later evolve into royal bodyguard of the Basileus. As time has passed, they've become an influential faction within our state, and our loyalty with guaranteed strength remains constant in our army. So I get movement speed plus 15% is actually kind of cracked, especially when we have movement speed in our ideas as well. I will happily take that. The High Pass Pists. It would be nice if they were a bit happier with us, but we'll get there. Actually, you know what? Boom, be happy with me. And let's do that. Right. What else we just unlocked is we can change from Eastern Militia to... were they not here? I thought it said I could have... Country allows phalanx infantry. Is that something here? Maybe give it a monthly tick. We'll give it a monthly tick and we'll see what shakes loose. Because there might be something. Right. What is the phalanx infantry? Okay, here we go. The phalanx infantry takes 25% less shock damage. They are apparently stealthy, which is fun. We get plus 20% of them, and that's the only reason we can get any at all. So I guess it is 20% of our total force limit right now, which is not terrible. But yeah, I think these are probably going to be very, very strong. They are the same maintenance as our regular infantry, but taking 25% less shock damage this early in the game. I will take those and be very glad for it. It does make me rethink what ideas I wish to take. I think offensive plus something gives the amount of special units or something. I'd have to look into it. Is it maybe quantity or quality or something? Maybe with court. There it is. Quality, court gives special unit force limit plus 10%. I think I'm probably going to go with that because I want more phalanx. But also, while we're looking at ideas, Post-Finem also adds 3 new idea groups. We have Liberty ideas, Assimilation ideas, and Firepower ideas. So, Unrest, Great Project Upward Cost, Admin Efficiency, Promoted Cultures and Promoted Culture Cost, Global Devastation Reduction and Prosperity Growth, construction time and dev cost, and morale of armies with a possible policy +1. Very nice, actually. Assimilation ideas. Missionary strength versus heretics. Settler increase and native assimilation. Goods produced and culture conversion cost. Aggressive expansion impact. We got diplomatic annexation cost, vassalization acceptance. We have institution embracement and spread, expand admin cost and governing capacity. And one of the really cool things, I think, is that if you look at the policies for assimilation ideas and look at what you get, if you combine them with liberty ideas, you get a +1 colonist. So you can do colonial stuff with 2 idea groups, liberty and assimilation, and you don't have to do exploration expansion, or, either of them. It'll also give a native assimilation +50%, to combine with a native assimilation +50% here, so you're going to get quite a lot of assimilation, for sure. And finally, firepower ideas. We have artillery combat ability, fire damage and fire damage received, siege ability, land leader fire, artillery cost and damage from back row, army tradition decay, barrage cost and levels versus fort, and finally, extra movement speed, oh hello, and army drill game modifier. Firepower ideas look really, really strong. If you combine it with religious, you get extra discipline, so that is very tempting indeed. Admin efficiency with espionage is also really nice. With liberty, plus movement speed. I might just go, for the movement speed meta. I feel like that's going to be very powerful. But we will look into that in the next episode of this series, because I'm out of time right now. One thing before we end, I guess this is the end bit, but comments, they actually really do help out quite a bit, so please do let me know what you thought of this episode, this video, and also let me know what you think of the mod. It is brand new, it's coming out on the 19th of January, and while I think at the time of this video's release you won't have access to it, let me know who you are excited in playing. Which of these nations on the map tickles your fancy? I would love to know. And with all that said and done, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.